Find f of x plus h minus f of x all over h if f of x equals 2x plus 3. This is known as a difference quotient, and it comes into play in a little bit when we start looking at derivatives. Here, we need to take f and evaluate it at x plus h. So this is a composition, in a sense. And then we're also subtracting f of x. When we add or subtract functions, we call those combinations of functions. So there's a composition and a combination here, and then we divide everything by h. Even if you don't know why we're doing this, let's go through and evaluate this so that we can get comfortable with something in this form. So I'm going to rewrite it here. And then I want to evaluate this function f at the quantity x plus h. So our function f takes the input, multiplies by 2, and subtracts 3. So in this case, we're going to have to take the input, x plus h, multiply it by 2, and subtract 3. This is our f of x plus h. Then we have to subtract f of x. So from that, we have to subtract the quantity 2x minus 3, and then that's all over h. Next up, I want to distribute in the numerator. When we distribute that 2, it's going to become 2x plus 2h, and then we have that minus 3. Then when we distribute this subtraction, that's going to become minus 2x, but plus 3. That's still all over h. And now we've got some canceling that we can do. We've got a positive 2x and a negative 2x. Those can cancel. And a negative 3 and a positive 3. Those can also cancel. And so what we're left with in the numerator is just 2h. So we've got 2h over h. And when we divide 2h by h, we get 2. So that difference quotient here is equal to 2. And that 2 also happens to be the slope of the line that this function is a graph of. And that is not a coincidence. This difference quotient is effectively trying to give us slope. Now, I have picked a linear function here, and this will always give you the slope when you've got a line. But what we're going to be looking at later on when we're looking at derivatives is how to adapt this to functions that aren't linear. So we've got nice curves to figure out how steep a curve is, or how quickly the function is growing at a certain point. So just a little bit of a glimpse into what we're going to be looking at later. This is going to be a part of it, but we're also going to need to learn about limits before we can get to that.